Welcome to the topic, is there an overriding coherence motivation for development towards health for salutogenesis? My name is Theodor Dirk Petzold. I'm a general practitioner with a focus on psychosomatic therapy. Lecturer at the Medical University of Hanover and the Medical School in Idstein, and founder of the Salutogenesis Zentrum in Bad Gandersheim. I have published a lot of articles, including several books. In co-creation with several colleagues, I have developed the salutogenic communication with some models of healthy coherence regulation in life dimensions and a salutogenic psychodynamic, and teach it. What induces the organism to live salutogenically? To develop in the direction of health. Motivation is often related only to specific activities, such as averting stressors or achieving rewards. But the organism also needs an inducement to rest and to be calm, to be in a state in which healing, regeneration, and integration can take place. Motivation generally means inducing the organism to be active also for rest activity. First thesis: human beings with their self-regulation information processing intrinsically strive for coherence within themselves vertically. This is also a regulatory principle of the brain, and in external relationships, multidimensional horizontally. This systemic striving we call coherence motivation and coherence mode. The fundamental striving of living beings to fit into their multidimensional environment, physical, social, cultural, and global, during evolution, is a reciprocal fitting process that involves co-creation. The individual organs, cells, genes, and molecules of an organism must also work together coherently in order for us to live well. Coherent internal cooperation is linked to subjective well-being. Primordial confidence in connectedness is a fundamental feeling in the coherence mode. Coherent cooperation in the environment brings joy, happiness, and gratitude. To be in a deep coherence mode means to be in a state of serenity and inner calm and flow. See Tobias Esch 2017. Second thesis: 3 new neuromotivational systems translate external relationships into internal functions and vice versa. In everyday life, we are usually more aware of 2 kinds of superficial motivations: motivations that stimulate more activity, such as eating and drinking in the pleasurable appetence mode, or fighting against dangers, as well as coping challenges in the stressful aversion mode. These 2 basic motivational systems have long been known under different names. Appetence motivation is regulated by the neurotransmitter dopamine and the nucleus accumbens, and aversion motivation is regulated by the transmitters adrenaline and cortisol, and causes the organism to increase tension and activity via the sympathetic nervous system. These 2 motivations can be stimulated and inhibited by the lateral prefrontal cortex. This superordinate function is performed by coherence motivation. It is regulated via serotonin, including the PFC and the parasympathetic nervous system. Third thesis: the coherence mode can be stimulated through communication. Since salutogenesis always takes place in co-creative interaction with the environment, the coherence of these relationships is crucial for health. Our information processing brings together the information from external experiences with the functions of our inner organs. This translation takes place via the evaluation of what is perceived, whether the environment is harmonious, tempting, or threatening. Depending on this evaluation, it decides on the activation of the basic motivations. The appetence mode can be stimulated with so-called carrots and the aversion mode with so-called sticks. The coherence mode we can stimulate by asking questions in the direction of autonomy, about meaningfulness, manageability, and learning to understand, as well as through fair cooperation and other coherent experiences. Summary. Salutogenesis, understood as a healthy development process, is regulated by an individual information processing. The overriding measure of this regulation is coherence inside and out. Thus, the coherence mode is the overriding motivation of the person. In order to actively create inner coherence of the organism in its external environment time and again, it also had the appetence motivation to compensate for inner deficiencies and the aversion motivation to avert threats. Healthy development is regulated by these three basic motivational systems. The appetence and aversion modes motivation are used to eliminate short-term incoherences. The coherence systems is for long-term regulation and adaptation. Thank you very much.